Welcome along then to your next step in this Williams episode of bringing them to the front of the grid. We're in season 1 and we are at round 12. We are in 6th place in the championship, 17 points. We're trying to close down the gap of Alpine, but they are well ahead now on 43, with Haas behind us by 5. So we want to try and stay in that 6th place, if not approach further to Alpine. But we're not manufacturing much, designing much. We're all systems go for next year now. We're going to be able to satisfy our board nicely this year. So it's all to come. We've got moderate rain on a Sunday. That could be interesting. But for practice and qualifying, it's going to be dry. So let's skip ahead to qualifying and see how we get on. Here we go then, qualifying time, Q1. And it's a mandatory hard tyre run in this Q1 session. Rubber is high, grip is high, and we're going to be sending our drivers out straight away to get a lap time in. So let's see what we can do at this Hungary ring. Can we get in some beautiful times? Here we go then, Alex Albon in Q1, about to cross the line and start. He's got Porsche behind him, and we've got some clean air for this first run. No excuses for our drivers. Let's see who lights it up quicker. They're both on the same sort of parts as well, so no problem there. No benefit to one driver or the other. Equally matched, and we're going to see how we get on. So approaching that first sector with the famous incident where Massa went off because of a spring, we get a purple, of course, 27.6. It's a 27.5 for Fiat Porsche. So Porsche taking around nearly just under a tenth of a improvement over Albon. Coming through then to finish sector 2, has Albon reached any time back? We're obviously green in the sectors, don't expect to be battling the top, that's for sure. 26.5 through the middle and a 26.5 as well. It's almost identical, 0.02 of a tenth the difference between the two through sector 2 alone. And now coming around the final few corners, relatively short lap round here. How are we going to do? Albon, DRS opens back up, and he's going to set the first time out there. It's a 1:16.2, and Porsche goes even quicker by 2.7 tenths, and that is P1 at the moment for Porsche. Albon with some improvement to do, but on the hard tyres, we've set a very nice time. So we've risked it a little bit here. We've gone early, and I don't like this traffic that we've got ahead of us. We haven't gone to new hards because I feel like we might need that in the race. Is that Alfa? I mean, why have we not created a gap? That's going to be painful. We are literally slam dunk behind the Alfa Romeo. Porsche's going to get a decent gap. It's Albon who's in trouble here, albeit 0.5 of a second. And Albon is going to lose plenty of time. I mean, he's almost going to make an overtake and they crash. Wow, and that's going to ruin Porsche's lap as well. That is a nightmare. We're going to call both cars in. What a mess here in qualifying in Q1. And it was that first corner. We said they were running too close. I mean, we've still got 3 minutes 55. We could make it back. But what a nightmare. So Alex Albon is going to be on the cusp of going out here. He needed a front wing change because of that incident at turn 1. Now we've got to hope that De Vries doesn't find 0.5 of a second. We've sent Porsche out again, and we're going to change this to the sector times. Porsche is off and running. He's got a bit of a distance between him as well, Albon that is. And we're going to see if any of these cars out there improve. Let's check. Nick De Vries is in the pits, so we're not getting out for Nick De Vries. Bottas is out there. Zhou Guanyu is in the pits. Tsunoda's improving. Piastri is improving. So we could be out here in Q1. Porsche hasn't improved in that first sector. That is not what we wanted. What about Piastri? We want on board with Piastri and Tsunoda. I mean, they've got a lot of time to find. It's green again for Piastri and Tsunoda. Grip now coming into play. Are they going to knock out? I mean, they're doing a 27.7 and a 27.8. I mean, that was, I don't think, the best lap to go off. We can't see our cars. There we are. We might be okay. It's going to be very close. Pourchaire's not improving at all. Albon's still there. Sonoda's finished. Bottas is out. Coming around the final corner. Are we going to survive? We've held off Piastri. He crosses the line and he doesn't improve. And we are going to survive. Even with Albon's crash, we are just going to survive. I mean, it's still 2.5 tenths we have survived by. But we are through to Q2 by the skin of our teeth. Jesus, man. P12, P15. Get off these tyres. Get us some mediums. And let's see what we can do now in Q2. What a disaster. I've never seen anyone crash in qualifying until now. And cars are starting to go. We're going to get one car straight out. Alex Albon needs to get some encouragement behind him. Russell is out as well, and here comes Pourchaire. So let's get our lap underway here in Q2. So Albon coming round the final corner. We've got a Haas coming out the pits. Do not even tempt me with getting in the way, Mr. whoever it is, Magnussen. As we go through turn 1, Albon probably having short memory of what happened pretty much, and that Haas gets out the way very nicely. Pourchaire has started his lap as well, so both cars now up and running. Should get a clear lap here as well. Well, Albon certainly will. The question will be, will Pourchaire? It's a 27.4 for the first sector. The Haas gets out away again. Fair play to him. It's a 27.5, so it's a 10th down. Albon picked the pace up here in qualifying in Q2. He's clear to the end. Albon does have a Mercedes in between him, which I believe is George Russell, who is on a lap. And so we've got 27.5 and a 27.4 first sectors. Albon goes purple in the middle with a 26.2 on the medium tyres. And we're about to come through that sector as well. 26.5. So Pourchaire is behind by around 4 tenths at the moment. But what can Albon do? He's coming round the final corner now. And he's going to set his first time here in Q2. Crosses the line. And it is a 1:15.347. We'll take that. Russell does a 14.9. So we're only nearly 4 tenths off. And it is Pourchaire a second off the pace. 6 tenths from Albon. He has got a lot of work to do. So, end of Q2, 2 minutes remaining. We've gone as late as possible. There's a few top teams still coming out of the pits because they have more confidence than we do. Albon's put in a great lap so far, and he finds himself in P8. He's got a cushion, but he's got a Ferrari and an Alpine behind him. Alpine's looking like they're struggling a bit. Pourchaire is well and truly struggling. He's 6 tenths off Albon. But here we go. Can we get a car into Q3 yet again? It's improved Williams this season so far in Hungary. Can we get the job done? Get Albon through. I expect Sainz to come ahead of us. There's a chance one of these could as well. So we've got to still put in a good time. Same tyres. We've got an Aston Martin in the way, and it's green. 27.433 for the first sector, and a 27.5. Pourchaire just still a 10th down over Albon, and he's going to get a bit of traffic here, but the Aston Martin seems to get away and get out of the way fairly quickly, which is good. But we are improving, which is the main thing here. I don't think Pourchaire is improving enough at the moment as we come through sector 2, and he's not improved. It's a 26.2 for Albon, and it is an improvement. 26.3. He's 2 tenths down at the moment on Albon, and that is still going to put him right on the cusp. Albon's 10th now. Magnussen has jumped us. This is a big lap for Albon as he comes round the last corner. Is he going to put in a decent final sector? He is, and he is going to improve by a 10th. Pourchaire has improved all the time, and he's gone. Wow, he's still well off the pace. He's still 5 tenths down. So we stay where we are. Norris is out there, Ocon's out there, Hulkenberg's out there, and Gasly's out there. Are we going to survive? Hulkenberg hasn't got through. Norris hasn't got through. Pourchaire hasn't. It's going to be down to Gasly, who isn't improving. Ocon is, That could be interesting. Are we going to get through though? Let's see. And we are, I think we are. We are going to get through in P10. Porsche goes out of this session. And you can see he just hasn't been at the paces. 1:15.9 and a 15.7. You can see Albon, slow Q1 compared to Porsche. But he picked it up with a 1:15.3. And Alex Albon is in Q3 again. Soft tyres to come now. So this could be interesting. I might try 2 flying laps on this car just to see if it gives us a bit of improvement. And here we go. Qualifying 3. Q3. Soft tyres to come. We're going to send Albon straight out. Here we go. So here we go. Alex Albon in Q3. Starting his flying lap on the soft tyres. Can we? I mean, we've got to be aiming for 9th here. We've got to be getting past the Haas of Magnussen. They're our rivals in the championship. So we need to be getting through past them. We're doing 2 flying laps on this run. Because we're not going to really battle the teams ahead of us. The Ferraris, Red Bulls, Aston Martins, Mercedes. Bit of traffic as well. Hopefully that Mercedes gets out of the way, and it does. I think it's Lewis Hamilton just getting out of the way. Purple, as you would expect, being one of the first cars over the line. And coming through these sectors, 27.3, and what we're going to do in the middle sector. Low 26s were the mediums, I believe, off memory. And it is a 26.2. I don't think that's exactly lighting up the times. I mean, it's purple, but we know why. I don't think that is amazing. But let's see, he's going to come, and the aim is to beat Kevin Magnussen. Round the final corner, Alex Albon in Q3, DRS wide open. It is a 1:15.4. Interesting little run there for Mr. Albon. And now we're going to be doing a cool down lap, and then we're going to be going again. But you can see now everyone just filtering in. See, it's cooled it down, and we go again with Albon. Can he improve? At the moment, Magnussen has just got us. Oh, and it's so close as well. Look at that, 100th of a 10th. We are sitting behind Kevin Magnussen. Can we get back ahead though? We need a decent sector here. We should be on a flyer. Come on, Albon, just got to improve a tiny bit, And through that first sector, he hasn't improved. 27.6, a couple of attempts off, I think. So we might have to come into the pits and look at a pit stop and get some fresh boots if we can. 26.2 through the middle last time. Let's see what we do this time through. Was there going to be any improvements? Carrying a bit more fuel, remember, because of the 2 runs. Through that middle sector, 26.6. He's well off the pace. Let's call him in. He has not improved. Ah, so annoying. We are just so close to Kevin Magnussen. Well, if you wanted your competitors' times, just go out right behind him. Because the Haas of Magnussen is literally there. And here is Alex Albon. So I tell you what, we are going to know instantly pretty much how we get on. I can't remember if I left him on 2 flying laps, so that's the problem. We might be carrying extra fuel here. Didn't change it, so hopefully not. But let's kick it off, and you can see the gap. 6 tenths to the Ferrari of Sainz. It is literally Mercer and Magnussen are in our own race. Our race for P9. And you never know with this forced corner at the Hungaroring. You might make some places off the start. But here we go. Through the first sector, it's not improved. 27.3. Just out of curiosity, Magnussen did a 27.3 as well. So we are still bang there. There's a tiny little bit of difference. Looks like we're closing on the Haas as well. Now, not that far. That's the flag. Checkered flag is a done. And we are on our last time of Q3. Through that middle sector we go. 26.2, we've improved. Magnussen, wow. 25.9, where has that come from? That is ridiculous. This Haas has got a rocket ship up its bottom. That is an incredible middle sector by the Haas. And we come round that final corner. And look at that, you went 6 tenths faster. We do go 2.5 tenths quicker. But Magnussen has just gone 6 tenths quicker. Where did they find the time? It was that middle sector. Maybe a bit of a low speed section. But boy, they smashed that. I thought we could have got P9. But it is P10. And it is P14 for the race. Could be an interesting one. Could be rain as well, it said. Moderate rain. And I can't see what the track is going to do at the minute. We'll go on to the strategies. We just change our driver options. So, it's going to be fairly low rain, 5%, and then it's going to creep up towards the end where we might have to go onto the wet tyres. So we're probably going to pick a soft strategy. I mean, can we not do one stop here? I mean, there isn't a lot we can push that hard too much, can we? This is going to be interesting. We can't get the hards. I think we start on the hards, if I'm honest. Delete that out. Oh, that's going to be potentially intermediates. I think it is. I think we run this till about there. We're going to leave it as that, I think. I mean, it's telling me it's a lot slower. Of course it's going to be a lot slower. And then I think we start on the... So we started on the hards. And do we go early on the softs? I don't think so. I want to go... Let's go Albon strategy. Oh, 2 stops seems to be the way. Let's see if we can just go... Can we go soft medium? I think we could go soft soft, if I'm honest. Okay, let's just see. Let's bring that down a little bit. I think we go on that. I'll update the strategy shortly when we're in the race. Medium, hards and softs, and soft, medium and hards. Let's give it a go here at the Hungary. So here we go. Keep your fingers crossed that we can get through these first corners without incident. We know we like incident, but let's try and not be the magnet for it today. It is the Williams of Albon, who's dropped a position, but he's on the inside. He can make a nice lunge here. Please don't break anything. Oh my god, he's put the brakes on literally like he stopped. He's got through safely though. He's into P11. I mean, he's dropped to Gasly. That's the bad news for us. But he's going to have a look again. And we've got a Haas behind us. We've got an Alpine in front. What sort of tyres is everybody on as well? Let's quickly check that. And there's a bit of a difference between them all. There's soft out there, there's mediums, and there's hard. So everyone's on a bit of a... not knowing really what to do. We're going to save weather... I mean, the weather's going to save our tyres and fuel at the end of this race. And I tell you what, Porsche, round the outside of the Alpine, nice little move on the soft tyres. That's what we like to see. On lap 1, making up positions. Albon's there in P11, and we are actually P11 and P12. I mean, Porsche is going to be a lot quicker at the start of this race, based on the tyres that they're on. And Porsche's got Hulkenberg. Porsche is a man on a mission at the moment. He is flying. There's a Mercedes and an Alpine. Hamilton and Gasly going side by side. And there's a chance we are going to just not fight the teammate, because Porsche is looking racy on them soft tyres. We're going to let him past. Hopefully he doesn't hold him up and we can survive. Great work. Oh no, actually. Oh no, that might not have worked. Alex Albon is now under pressure, not by 1 but 2 cars, because we let him through. And I think we might. We're just pushed off. Oh, we've just kept him. Great work by Albon to keep that car behind. You can see tyres are going down, but Porsche is all over the back of Lewis Hamilton now. He is absolutely flying, and it's Hamilton on the hards, and that's not a place you tend to overtake too much, but he's coming through the inside, and he's got so much more pace on these soft tyres. Porsche side by side with Hamilton. Oh my god, it's scary. And still we're side by side. Who's going to be the bravest here? Oh my god, we're not going to. Surely he's going to not crash this. Hamilton just squeezes ahead, but Pourchaire says, I am not going anywhere just yet. DRS will be available next lap. I'll tell you what, we could do with getting past Hamilton here, because he's going to potentially slow us up going longer in this race. Can we get him? We're going to be probably a lunge into the first corner. And it's time to shine for Mr. Pourchaire. Can he get himself into the points? He's got a good exit off the last corner. And it's going to be all on turn 1 here. He's moving to the right. He's going to go for it here. And he does lunge it up the inside. And he does get ahead. Pourchaire is into P10. We are going to just now cut down on that power unit. Albon is bang there as well. We don't need to have a look at that because it was a well-educated move by the rookie. And he's in to P10. And I tell you what, Alex Albon, them hard tyres not working great for Hamilton because he's all over the back now on lap 3. Can he just get ahead? He's trying. We're not obviously pushing anymore either. I think Albon's fancying his chances, but he's just lost a little bit of ground. It's only 4 attempts though, and he's closed up through the final corners. I mean, the Mercedes might start coming back at us. Maybe some warm-up issues. And Pourchaire is going to be under attack. And he is under attack. That Mercedes pace, absolutely brutal. We are down P11, P12 on lap 4. So currently, on lap 8, it is the Haas of Hulkenberg who is really starting to bring the pace on them hard tyres, or mediums I should say, which is kind of interesting based on us being on the softs. Our problem for us at the moment is Magnussen is getting a fair few points, 4 points in P8 I think it is. That's what we've got to be careful of. I mean, we're not running that bad, but we just can't seem to ship this Hulkenberg, the green, lean, mean fighting machine, behind us. But we're going to have to try and hold on. How is the weather looking? Well, there you go. You can see around that section there, lap 37, 38, it gets interesting. But we've got a long way to go until we get to that point. And bad news, lap 12 sees us get overtaken into turn 1, a lunge. The hard tyres are really now starting to work. So it looks like the hard tyre is a decent tyre. We've started to go a bit backwards on lap 12. We're down to P14. Luckily Hulkenberg's not scoring any points. Question is, we need kind of, I mean, I know we want to catch Alpine, but Gasly we probably want over Haas to get that position, and obviously Hamilton's going long, so expect Hamilton to be playing that game. Still only 6 tenths behind, but we've got the Alpine catching, and these soft tyres just don't seem to be working compared to the mediums and the hards. We are down to 50%, so we will be coming in shortly. Look at the lap time, 23.3. It is not a strong pace at all by Pourchaire at the moment. And I think we are. We're going to have to do something shortly now. Just the next lap, Ocon out the final corner, DRS open. And we're going to slip down to what is now P13. He's done that really easy against us. P13 and P14 scratching our heads just a little bit. I mean, the gaps are not huge. There's only 2 seconds between each car pretty much here. I mean, Magnussen has been overtaken by Gasly now as well. But our soft tyres and our lap times are just not great. Not great at all. We might just move him up to aggressive now. And then come back for some mediums. Just to maybe help the situation. Same with the Albon. We've got to try and close out. Our time is not brilliant. And we're going to be coming in the pits soon as well. So here we go. Pourchaire coming into the pits and he follows Nico Hulkenberg in. I mean, can we get a better stop than Nico Hulkenberg? That would be ideal right now because that would mean a nice little jump. They're going to be similar pit boxes. And let's just see what happens. There we go. There's the Haas into the pits. AlphaTauri out as well. Hit our marks. Medium tyres. Are we going to get out ahead? Come on, boys. Oh, we had that. We should have had that. We were bang there. We were slow off the release. 2.9. I think we'd have had him as well. And now finally we're on a bit fresher tyres. Albon is out there. But rain is going to come in. Lap number 35. We've got around 15 laps by the time he comes in. But what does a pair of softs last? This might be interesting. I do fancy a soft run if the rain is coming in. So we're going to have to monitor that. We're going to keep Albon out there at the moment. And then hopefully we should be able to get 15 laps on the softs. Should be able to. But Porsche is 16th at the moment. Stuck behind the Haas. Albon P11. We're trying to close the gaps up. So Albon is coming in. We've gone for soft tyres because that rain is coming in. Porsche's 16th. Albon pits from lap about P13, P12. We need a good stop, please, for the Williams crew. 2.9 on Porsche. Wasn't brilliant. Oh my god, 3.1. What are they doing? Get some energy down here. Let's get him out. P16. That is turning into a bit of pain so far. We've got to just gradually now boost this out for when the rain comes, and hopefully, I mean, we're not far off. That softs are going to last fine to the rain, and let's see what does happen with that. So Mr. Porsche then, lap 27, gets past Nick de Vries. So that was a needed position change with Nick de Vries on the hard tyres. Just to bring you up to speed on lap 27, we have got Albon 5 seconds behind de Vries. Now Porsche is 4.7 behind Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is on some softs, expected to pit. Probably not that far away. And we're going to have the rain that's probably going to come in around 7-8 laps time. So maybe we could get lucky with the pit stops as we try and eke this out. Fuel is okay as well. We're going to have a bit of a push later on. But weather is inbound and it is not far away. Lap 33, it is going to start going to inters. So let's see what happens. So Hamilton has locked up. We're not really bothered about that. The key thing is Porsche has closed very nicely now on Norris and Hulkenberg. On lap 32, we've only got a couple of minutes until the wet stuff starts coming in. Norris has not pitted yet. We've got a chance here, and we're going to now deploy as well. We're going to try and get past, and we're going to try and push these now to try and get past this McLaren, because this McLaren is really going to slow us down. Hulkenberg looks like he's timed them softs probably to perfection here. We're going to get DRS. We're going to try and close with both cars because the wet stuff's going to help us out. And we are only, look how much we are tucked up behind the McLaren as we go down the straight. I mean, we're left, right, right, left, left, right. We are now side by side with that aging tyre McLaren, and we are into P13. Great little move there by Porsche, and he is up to P13. He's got Hulkenberg right ahead. We've got the Alex Albon closing in as well, and I tell you what, Hulkenberg looking to struggle. Here comes the rain. The rain is coming. So we've got to try and time this. New Hulkenberg would get lucky. 42%. Hamilton and Ocon are going to get lucky. They've timed that to perfection. But it's not wet enough yet. When's it going to go to damp? In a minute. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's going to come up pretty fast. I reckon we've got one more lap here. Or do we pull the trigger early? It's not dry. It's not wet enough yet. But it's not going to be far off. Everybody is pitting. We've got yellow flags out there as well. What is that for? What is that for? Alonso lock up turn 5. Everybody is now pitting. And we carry on round. Well, actually, we might have made a bit of a mistake here. because we're going to have to pit these, and Pourchaire is going to be the one that we get in first, and it's going to be the Inters. Albon, I don't think we are going to be able to get in. Albon is just now battling out with Magnussen, who comes out on the Inters. We are pushing Pourchaire as hard as we can, 0.75. We've actually got a decent gap, so I think we do pit now. Inters for Mr. Albon.
And we'll box this lap.
We're trying to just close that gap, as you can see. Leaders are now in, P1 to P6. Pourchaire has got a 5.5 second gap on them mediums. So he's now... the track is still dry, I think. It is dry, and it's going to go damp in 3 minutes. It is at a mil now, so I think it is the time to pit. There we go. Track has changed to damp. You can see now everyone is in. Pourchaire is going to be coming in as well. We've got no choice but to go for these tyres. And I tell you what, we've only got 4.5 second gap, but I think they're struggling. Here he comes. Pourchaire coming in. And Albon's in as well. This might be double stack territory. There's both Williams. Oh, it's actually really good by the Williams. 2.9, 3.1. Our pit time's suddenly seeming a bit slow. But we've got them out without double stacking. And as we bring them up to speed now, we'll set back to neutral, because we're going to save some fuel. Let's get the tyres up to speed so that they're not cold. And we're going to start to see if we can close the gap. But Inters are not warming up massively, obviously, because of the rain at the moment. They are on 65%. We've got a 7.8 second gap to Ocon. It's going to be a lot to close, especially at this phase of the Grand Prix. We're going to go on to standard now. That is our thing. We're going to let fuel come back to us, and we're going to see what happens. But P12 and P14, everyone out there on the intermediate tyres, this could be a bit of a pain left to go. So it's push time. We're going to start pushing a little bit with our drivers. Lap 47 out of 70 at the moment. Pourchaire under a bit of pressure from this improving McLaren, who is in P13. We have dropped quite a bit, disappointingly, from Ocon. We are 12 seconds behind. We've got Hamilton, who is just not catching Kevin Magnussen, which is very frustrating. We are going to just start to go aggressive on the tyres as well. I mean, it's only 1.5. The track is not massively wet. You can see it does start to increase and will stay steady for the rest. It's going to stay damp. And we're going to try and close it. We're going to try and get away from Norris. 6/10 is the gap at the moment. 11.8. I mean, we've got a long way to go. I mean, that Haas is going to get 2 points or so at the moment as well, which is very frustrating. Hulkenberg nowhere near the points, which is also good. But is there anything we can do? It's going to be tough. So on lap 52, tyres are getting hot. We are just, I mean, we are pushing, we are using our fuel aggressively, and we're just not catching the cars ahead. Ocon is staying 14 seconds now ahead. I mean, we've got a chance to take Norris into P13, but obviously 13th is unlucky for some. There's no points at P13, so kind of a bit of a whimper on that one, but we're going to have to just try and push this gap. We're going to hopefully get through. I mean, we need something drastic to happen if we try and get some points. So with 10 laps to go, it's a bit of a stalemate, if I'm honest. Pourchaire has lost so much time. He's down to 18.3 seconds. He's literally on his own. He's pulled 5 seconds to Norris, so you can see he's got pace. But it's just not good enough to catch the cars ahead. We're actually going to lap Bottas here in P19. Alfa Romeo struggling massively in this race. We've got Albon, who is, well, at the back of the Norris. Oh, like I said, we don't need, I mean, it doesn't really get us anything apart from some driver confidence. But we just haven't. I mean, 1.3 mil, it's going down at the moment, but very slowly. We've only got 8 laps left. with Leclerc leading out front. That's going to go down to 4 tenths now to the McLaren. Let's top up a little bit and see if we can come back on later.
Let's get the pack.
I mean,
Copy.
I don't think we're going to move. I think this might be a done deal. So Charles Leclerc has won it, and our pace disappeared in this race. There was literally nothing else to bring you. Porsche is P12 at the moment, nearly 19 seconds over from Ocon in P11. Albon is P14, 2.5 seconds back now. And that is not... I mean, starting P10, I thought we could have got a point or two. It has not worked out to be the case. Porsche comes home in P12. Albon's going to come home trying to fight the Mercedes, he wishes, but he's not going to get past. Russell laps him. But P14, it's not the worst result in the world. We've got to remember where we've come from with this Williams team. And we have to take our medicine with that one. We just didn't lap very strong compared to our rivals, but annoyingly has to take 2 points in that race, and that brings them up to 14. Williams now staying 17. Alpine squaring out some more points, 4 points. I mean, they just beg the question, should we be improving our part still? Pits were slow, everything was just a bit of a mess. Should we be improving our car, or should we solely focus on next season? That's going to be the interesting part. Simulator increases, Albon increases to 82 as well on the performance rating. Theo also up to 77. We've got Belgium up next as well. Round 13, 12 rounds done. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Can we get back in the points? And if we get, remember, season objective is 8th. We are good on budget. We are great on the confidence, high and delighted. We've scored 6 out of 12 currently with points, and that target season is also not even next season. So we're well on track. We don't need to focus on this year, but we obviously want to try and score some points. But at the moment, we've got a long way to go. We've got a front wing for the warehouse. We've got a race simulator upgrade as well as we look ahead. And it will be round 13 in Belgium. Can we get back to the points?